Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So far we have seen the end concepts in Java. So if I just open the Java playlist, these are all the topics we have seen. You can access the link in the description. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe to my channel. So let's on to the further topics. So now we have been going to see with the concepts of arrays and functions. If I just open you the notes. So I'll just scroll up. So let's see what is arrays in Java. So array is a collection of similar data types of having continuous memory locations, and the indexing of the array starts from 0 and it goes like 0, 1, 2, 3 like that and so on. And the size of the array cannot be increased at the runtime. Therefore, we can only store fixed values and fixed elements into the array. So let's see how to declare it. So we want to declare a array by the int that is marks. So you have to declare int of marks. So this is nothing but a declaration. If you want to store what is the size of it, you have to allocate the particular memory. So you have to give it as marks is equal to whatever the declared variable is there. I'm assigning that to the integer of 5 so that I can store the 5 element the array that is marks. So even you can do it in a single line, that is a int marks is equal to new int of 5. This is nothing but a declaration and plus a memory location. So if you want to initialize the data, so that is int marks is equal to 100, 70, 80, 71, 19, even you can declare in this particular fashion as well. So let's move on to the coding part. I'll just going to create one new class. I'll just go to create a new class. I am just naming the class name as Java 09. So I'm just initializing it the public static void main. So let's see with the coding part. So now coming back to the data here. So let's declare a first array. So how to declare an array? First I'll just tell int of, suppose I want to declare some of the numbers. I'll just going to declare the numbers is equal to new int of, that is 10. So what I did here is I created a array variable that is a numbers which can store 10 elements. So this is how we can initialize the declare the array, and the initialization of the memory can be done. Fine. So then what I can do here is I can just say something like numbers is equal to, you can directly add the particular numbers as well. I can just tell numbers is equal to, I can just add the numbers like this 1, 2, 3, this kind of things I can do it. But you can see I'm getting an array. So why I'm getting an array, you can see array constant can be used in the initializer. So I cannot use like this. I can just say something like array of 1 is equal to 1, and numbers, I'll just tell numbers of array index 2 position can be equals to 2. So like this I can assign till 10 values. Okay, so now what I'll do here is I'm just going to apply a for loop so that I can assign the particular indexing position. So what I'll do here is so if I just tell done, I want to say what is the length. Now I'll just tell what is the length of this. I'll just tell whatever the numbers array is there, I want to just see what is the length. Okay, if I just run this program, I'll be getting a length of this particular array. So what is the length of the array? That is nothing but the length is 10 over here, which I have been declared. So what I'll do here is I'll apply a for loop here. I'll just apply a for loop. I'll just apply for. So I'll just apply the for loop for, I'll just tell int I want to start with indexing position 0 and I want to go till less than or equals to 10. Even I can directly say, or else I'll just tell it should go till numbers dot length. I'll just tell numbers dot length. Then I'll just tell I plus plus. Okay, so then I'll be saying here guys, so whatever the numbers of indexing position, whatever I am accessing, I want to assign the value to I plus 1. Something like I can just store some positive integer, right? So if I just tell I plus 2, it will be storing 2, 4, 6 like that. Okay, so this is what I wanted to store the numbers now. So once I run this loop, so you can see I'm getting an error, that is index 10 bond for length is equal to 0. So what I need to do here is I need to just tell I should be less than 10. So it should go till 10 indexing position because it is starting with 0, right? So now if I run the program, I'll be getting a proper output. So done now. So now let's iterate the particular value from the numbers now. If I want to say if I just tell now I want to iterate the value from the numbers, I want to iterate the indexing position of 5th. Suppose I want to iterate the element 5th, and same way I want to iterate the element that is nothing but I'll just iterate the normal one. the 2 and 3. Just I am iterating like this. So the iterating number 2 might be 6. Let's see. Yeah, okay, it is coming as a 4, and the iterating position of 3 is coming as a fifth, like that, because the value is getting changed. Like, so whatever the value will be there, it is getting added with to do values like that. Okay, if I just see the indexing position of 3, so there will be a 3. 3 plus 2 will be 5. For the 2 position there will be a 2, and 2 plus 2 will be the, so like this I can iterate the particular element. So let's apply the for loop now. I want to iterate, I want to see whatever the data is there in the number of 5. So I'm just going to copy the same for loop, and I'm just going to iterate the element now. What I'm doing here is, rather than assigning the value, whatever the values are there, sy, I'm just printing whatever the values are there, that is the numbers, a variable I want to access with the indexing position with a 0, 1, 2. It should keep on printing me. So what I'll do here is, I'll just comment on this code. I'll just comment out this line of code. I'll just save the program, run the program. So you can see it is giving me the output here. So you can see the length of the array list is 10. So it is starting with the 2 because I have added. So the I is equal to 0 when the indexing position is 0. So I need to tell 0 plus 2, 2 is getting added. When indexing position is 1, 1 plus 2 is 3. So like this, it's keep on, it is going to add till the last element of the list. So you can see I can able to access the all the data from the array list, that is now. So this is how we can create a numbers, and we can access the particular item from the list now. So even I can do something now. So I'll just tell here is, I'll just say before accessing the element, I want to say whatever the numbers is there, numbers indexing position 7, I want to just rechange it to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm just rechanging the particular number to 1, 2. So I'll just tell something 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I'm just changing the numbers. The number of 7 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if I run the program, you can see I can able to change the particular indexing position of the as well. So that is nothing but I am just changing the data of the list. So this is how you can able to change the particular data by using an indexing position. So this is about the array list. So now let's see the different output. So let's see with the different example. I'm just going to comment out this, and till here I'm just going to comment out. So let's see the different example now. So I'll just tell now one more example. I'll just tell int numbers is equal to, I can assign the list in this fashion as well. So there is no need of giving the or indexing position, like no need of giving the size of the array. Directly you can just store the values. I'll just tell 10 comma 2 comma 43 comma and 234 comma 24 comma 13. Some data I am just saving it into a list, that is a number. So let's see how can I print the data. Basically I'll just tell for loop, I'll just tell for initialization should be for what I need to tell for int something like j is equal to 0, start with the 0th indexing, and I'll tell j should be lesser than num dot length le ngth length and j plus plus. Okay, so then I'm just going to access syso. I'm just going to say whatever the num of j indexing position there, I want to access it. So you can see 10 to 43, it is going to print into the output. So this is something like, this is just a normal thing which I have been declared the arrays. So I'm just printing the data from the array value. So whatever the array variable is there, I'm just applying a for loop, and I'm just printing the data as it is. So this is how we can just apply the particular data as well. So now what I need to do here is, so let's see. This is about the array. Basically initialization we saw how to declare the array, we saw how to assign the values to the array by using an indexing position, then we saw how to declare the array in this fashion as well, and read the data from using for loop. So now let's see the next topic, that is for loop, that is for each loop. So what is for each loop? So for each loop is an enhanced version of the for loop. So rather than printing in this fashion, we can printing using for each loop with a very easy manner. So it is an enhanced version of the for loop which we are going to use more in the programming world. It travels data, that is, it takes each element from the data and it is going to travels one by one. Note that we cannot skip any element in the for loop, and it is also not possible to traverse the element into the reverse order with the help of the for each loop. So what for each loop is saying here is, we cannot traverse the for loop into a reverse manner, and we cannot It is not possible to traverse the reverse order using the for each loop, and we cannot skip any elements from the for each loop. It increases the readability of the code. It is used to increases the readability of the code. So this point is very much important. It is increases the readability of the code, and short code is also small. If you want to simplify traverse an array from the start and end, it is recommended to use the for each loop. Suppose see, when I want to read entire data from the element, when I want to use the entire data from the element, it is a good practice by using a for each loop. I can easily print the data. So let's see using for each loop how we can print it. So now we have an element that is numbers, and we are having an array. Sorry, we have an array that is a numbers, and we have the one more array that is num. Right? We are having two array lists, that is the numbers and the num. So let's read using for each loop. So I'll just tell so. I'll just tell using for each loop. Okay, using for each loop. I'm just telling using for each loop now. So let's see how to print now. So for each loop, something the syntax works something like this. I have added. Okay, I have not added here. Bring back here. So the for each loops comes something like this. So I need to just tell for here. So just after doing the for, I need to just say what is the data type of it. So the data type is int. So I want to access the int. I want to access the element. Suppose I want to access the element from where? From the particular array that is numbers. I'm going to access the numbers here. So the first argument will be the iteration, that is nothing but like instance. Second argument is something an array from where you want to access it. What it does here is it will access each element from the array numbers and it put it into an element, and I can just put it using so. So I can just say element here. So I can just print the thing data into the element. So you can see the things works now. If I run the program, you can see output using for each loop. I got to access all the element from the data that is from the array that is numbers. So I can see 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 over. So I can access all the element from here. The same way I can just use it for one more which was that we have a numbers as well, right? So I'll tell I have using for each loop that is numbers. I am just going to print that is 10 to 43 like this. So I'll tell I want to access the num here. So that is num is nothing but my array list. I'm accessing all the array list values using an element. If I save the program and if I just run it, you can see I can able to using for each loop I access 10 to 43, 34, 45. So rather than using the entire assigning, using giving an initialization, auto increment mode, and finding the expression, rather than doing this, when I want to access all the element from the list, I can just use the syntax and I can easily access it using for each loop. So this is how the for each loops works. Okay, so now let's move on to the multi-dimensional. What is multi-dimensional array in Java? Multi-dimensional array in Java is arrays, each elements of empty arrays. So basically here you can see we have given only one accessing. Suppose if I want to access the data of something like where I have given that if I want to access the element of 1, I want to access the indexing position of 2 with the array list number, I'll just give like this. Suppose in the multi-dimensional array, if I want to access the column that enter, I want to access this one, the column 2, we will be giving two arguments. So it's like something 0 0 0 1 0 2 and 1 0 1 1 1 2. So like this the things goes on. Okay, so like this we can assign the value. So if I say number of 0 of 1, 0 of 0, I can assign the value. 0 of 1, I can assign the value something. 0 of 2, I can assign the value something. So basically when I create a multi-dimensional array using this particular method, so I can assign by using a two particular parameter. So let's see how we can do kind of thing. I'll just comment out the entire code. I'm just going to comment out the entire code from here to here. Okay, so I have just commented out the code. So let's see about so I'll just name it as multi-dimensional arrays. So let's see about the multi-dimensional arrays. So after finding the multi-dimensional arrays, let's see how we can do. So how can I do here is, so just basically I need to assign it here. So first I'll just tell int. So I want to just tell int. Suppose I want to give the something like this. So I'll just give two things over here because we are passing 0 0 0 1 like that. So I'll just tell int 0 0. Suppose I want to create a flat here, the variable flat. So I'm just going to assign it to the something like 4 4. 4 now. So I'm assigning 4 comma 4, 4 comma 4 in the sense it will be something like this. I'll just save the program. You can see I'm getting errors because I need to use the new here, new int of 4 comma 4. So basically, what is the difference between this and this? So here we are using a single dimensional array. So when I'm using multi, just the two things will get added up. So when I need to add one extra argument here, and I need to add the extra size for that. So it's basically 0 1 2 3 0 1 2 3. So like that the multi-dimensional array will be there for this particular kind of things. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to assign few of the values to it. So suppose I'll just assign like this. I'll just going to be assigning in this fashion. So I'll just type it first. So you can see I have been assigned the values here. So what all the values I have assigned? So I have assigned flat of 0 comma 0, 0 comma 0 is equal to 10. In the sense 0 comma 0 I have assigned the 10, 0 comma 1 20, 0 comma 2 20, 0 comma 3 that is 30. So like this I have been assigned. So 4 in the sense 0 1 2 3 will come from the row, and even from the column 0 1 2 3. So it will be the size of the thing. So I have assigned all the values to it. So I have assigned in this fashion by using this just hard coded it. So I have assigned the values now. So let's print the data as it is. If I just tell SYSO using a for loop. So I'll just apply the for loop. So if I just say something, what is the data for flat of 1 comma 1? That is a multi-dimensional array, that is a row and a column 1 and 1. If I just save the program and run it, you can see the output here missing 60 because 1 of 1 is the value is 60. So now I want to read the entire for loop by using entire data of the multi-dimensional array using a for loop. So basically I'll just apply the for loop. I'll just tell int I is equal to, I'll just tell int I is equal to 0. I'll just tell I should be lesser than the length. I'll just tell whatever the length of the array is there, flat of length, and it should be I plus plus. Okay, so this is the one thing. So again I'm just going to apply one more for loop. So we have a two-dimensional data now, so I have to read it the column and rows. So this one is for row and one more thing is for the column. So I'm going to initialize again one. So int j is equal to 0. Okay, j is equal to 0, and it should be j should be lesser than flat of length minus 1. Okay, I'll just tell flat of, so flat of, so whatever the row will be there, that row I'm just going to pass it here. So flat of the particular I value I need to pass it. So for the one each column, for the each for the each row, it should read with the column and rows. For that I need to give something like the syntax. So I start with 0 and till go whatever the flat of I, that is a row of, that is flat of 0 dot length, length. That means nothing but it is going to take 0, it is going to take 4 value over here, 0 0 1 2 3. So till here it will go, and I'll just tell j plus plus. Okay, so this is how the for loop works. So let's tell so I'm going to print the data from the flat with the I comma j, that is I and j, that's it. So when I run the program, we will be able to see all the elements from the list. So you can see first it is telling 60, whatever the data is coming from the data. So basically what I have declared here is, so 1 2 till 2 I have went. Okay, so when I have declared 4 comma 4, it will be 0 0 0 1 0 2 0 3, something like this, 0 0 0 1 0 2. So one more will argument 3. So 1 0 1 1 1 2 1 3. So again 2 0 2 1 2 2 2 3, and 3 0 3 1 3 2 3 3. So like this will be the content. But I have given till 2 3 I have assigned the value. So the till 2 3 the value is coming. The last values, what is the value? So that is 3 comma 0 1 3 and 3 comma 3 I'm getting as 0 0 0, because I have not set those values. When we have not setting any values, the default value has been taken as 0. So that is how the multi-dimensional array works. So I hope you guys have understood the multi-dimensional arrays. So in the next session we are going to see about the Java methods. So we'll see what is the Java methods are there. So we'll see what is the void and static methods, method overloading, and we'll see the Java recursion in the next video. So then we will be going to the advanced concepts of Java, that is Java object oriented programming. If you are new to the channel, please subscribe and I'll see you in my next video. Take care. Bye bye.